Hello, everybody.
What's going on? It's your boy, champion still. Will be the champion forever. Let's get it right. It's your boys Ryan and Jeff. You know what it is. And my boy Mario, Luigi, Yoshi, and Toad all in the building too. We run this game.
Wait, Luigi and Toad are there too?
Yeah, man.
Why are they everywhere, man? Bro, tell them kick rocks. They ain't getting any of our money.
Listen, best in the world over there.
I didn't get thrown through a table, so I'm okay.
He didn't get thrown through it. He got thrown on that thing.
Yeah, that thing did not break. It did not.
No. Did you see what kind of table it was? That was a legit table. Like
yeah,
that was like 3 inches of thick MDF board type shit. Like they were playing around there.
He got funked up, bro. Let's just say that.
He did. But speaking of, CM Punk, AEW, we're in some reviews. That's how they open the show with CM Punk music. I mean, what better way to start off the show?
There is no other way to start off a show, brother.
And it was just him coming out, jumping into the crowd, high-fiving everybody, and then being a commentator, which, by the way, really, really good at.
He does it for
I know for
UFC
MMA
and stuff,
or UFC stuff. Yeah,
not UFC, but MMA in general.
He does MMA fighting, but
so, he's kind of already on it.
He is. That's what I'm saying. But people who don't watch that stuff don't understand that or know that. I'm putting those out to the people who may have not seen the episode tonight or don't watch him in his MMA stuff. He's very, very good at what he does.
He's very what he does. Hater.
Listen, I ain't hating.
You're making me very angry.
I can see you don't. Well, that's a bad time in that other company. I could not watch a match like that ever.
Not a fan of the red lights?
No, I hate the red lights with a passion. Red lights. No. Apparently, red lights is going to Impact.
Maybe.
I've heard.
Who knows?
I've heard rumors about it. But yeah, CM Punk was on commentary, which I was surprised that Excalibur was back.
Yeah, that was a quick wedding there, brother.
He had a wedding and then I guess didn't go on a honeymoon or
too much going on, brother.
Or he did and went on the honeymoon he got married, went on the honeymoon that week and was back by Wednesday. I mean, it is only a week thing. I mean, that's what I did for my honeymoon. We got married, left the next morning, and we're back by the following week. So
that's called dedication, brother. Okay, he's like, look, I gotta do what I gotta do. I saw JR. JR couldn't get 3 words out today before he messed up. He said, "It's Tuesday night. You know what that means." I was like, God damn it.
That's where he did that.
JR, it is Wednesday. But
he was pretty good though. I mean, he was pretty on point though on the mic though.
I'll have to say I can't hate on him because I did the solo review for Rampage this weekend.
Yes,
and I said, "Welcome
Dynamite.
to your AEW Dynamite review."
You did.
And I'm staring at the word Rampage in every manner.
You're JR to a T, all right. So don't call my man JR.
But, I am a JR. It's my initials too, so it makes sense.
It is. But no, I mean he for the rest of it, he was pretty good on. He was actually getting a lot more play-by-plays in there than he usually does. I thought tonight. He I agree. It's so shiny. It's so shiny. I know.
Ooh, that's stupid-ass thing.
Just because you can't hold it doesn't mean it's stupid.
Not yet. Don't worry. It'll
never come your way. It won't. So yeah, CM Punk comes out to do as an extra commentator.
Look in my eyes.
Really, really good. As Jeff turned to close, and the fans sang along. Another great entrance when the fans sing along. And we jump into the first match. It's Adam Cole's first match in AEW.
Adam Cole, baby.
And he is taking on Frank Kazarian, who, as we've talked about before on this podcast, is a underrated worker, fantastic wrestler. I mean, he did Christian Cage's first match, and they put on
he's like the first match
hell of a show, a hell of a match. And we did it again with these two, and what a hell of a match they had. I think one of the best matches of the night. And they were all really good matches. I'm not saying that, but these two put on a great, great match.
I think for sure this was a match where they showed off. They didn't make it a squash, which was good. It wasn't just here we are with Frankie and 5 minutes super kick, last shot, done. They made it a match's match. He didn't cheat to win.
Nope.
But won the match clean and let everybody know to put them on notice who I am.
Yeah, they're still they're playing that card a little loosely with bad good with him. I will say that they have if you watch the BT skit this week,
Yeah,
this is the one where Kenny,
wait, we're not called the Bullet Club
anymore, and then Kenny Omega going, "Oh, I'm gonna get him, and
yeah,
then like
Kenny, you can't do that anymore.
Yeah, and then like when he came out and said the Super Click's moving back together at the end of this promo after he won the match against Frankie Zane. Again, he hit him with the Panama Sunrise to then the knee to the back of the head, which they didn't name it.
It is called. I think he said the shot. I don't think he called it the last shot. Excalibur called it the shot, but not the last shot.
Yeah, so I was confused.
It is the last shot.
It was called the last shot, but I don't know if they're not allowed to use that. I don't know.
Fucking Vince.
But so he did say the shot, but the shot to the back of the head is how he said it though. That's why it wasn't. I was a little off on that one. Again, won the match clean. He talks about the Elite being the best there is, the best there was type of deal.
The best ever will be.
Exactly. And that's the Super Click is back together, and we're going to get that next week on Dynamite with them again. And they called out Luchasaurus, Christian Cage, and Jungle Boy. Yep. And again, I think that's going to build to we're going to see a Kenny Omega. I think we're going to see. I think Kenny Omega and Adam Cole go at it. I really do. I think that's what's going to end up happening here.
You think so?
They're planting the seeds in BTE, and he's talking about the Super Click being back together. So,
don't you boo me.
So, like, she's hearing you singing. It could be a little better.
Oh, that's ignorant.
You could be a little better. That's all I'm saying, my friend.
Whoa! You like my microphone?
It's very nice.
Yeah, it's my Tony Schiavone mic.
I like it.
Okay.
So I think they're building something along that lines, but that's just my thoughts on it.
She was doing the boom.
Yeah,
right?
The boom sound. The
boom. Yeah.
Yeah.
I told her it's all about the boom. She didn't
Adam
like
Cole, that. Baby. Which
I
again,
kept saying that, and she didn't like that either.
Phenomenal. That I kept saying. All the entrances, that's got to be one of the best things that comes out. The fans go nuts for that.
My favorite part now is him saying, "It's story time with Adam Cole,
baby." Love it. I love it. And I like how I did
hell of a first match to start it all up.
Yeah, it's good, and we got a promo from Jurassic Express, basically later on to accept this challenge, and I liked what so Jungle Boy was talking, and I like how Christian Cage jumped in with
and he jumped in his way again.
He jumped in Jungle Boy's way, so I think there's something building there. But what he said about Adam Cole had to be the funniest thing I've ever heard.
What, that you had to pull yourself from developmental?
He said your friends had to pull you up from developmental to come to the big leagues. I was dying. I'm like, oh man, they love throwing shots. They love it.
And I think Christian was one of the guys when he first got here didn't understand, like, because he wasn't really screwed over by WWE, and I think he was like, but then he's like, oh, this is the thing we do. Like, it's cool. We can just like hit him with it.
Done with it.
And that was a dope move for him to pull.
I was surprised, but I loved every second of it. Like, it was perfect. So I jumped ahead of everybody, but like it went together. So I'd rather put the segment together than just jump back and forth.
Because the Super Click thing, again, obviously there's no notice of. The Super Click is different than the Bullet Club and the Elite. The Super Click is just him and the Bucks.
It was him and the Bucks.
The Elite is him and Kenny.
Was that after Mount Rushmore or before Mount Rushmore? That's what I'm trying to remember. It was after Mount Rushmore, right?
After Mount Rushmore, yeah. And then
it was after Steen left, and it was the three of them left, right? Okay, that's what I thought.
And they were in Bullet Club, but you know, like
they had their
Club also had the Elite, and so they were the Super Click before you started getting like Cody, and then when Cody got there, I don't think Adam Cole was there for much longer after Cody got there, and then he got beat up, and that's when Marty joined.
Yeah.
And then the Super Click was dead because that's when they killed him off. But the Super Click's a whole different thing, and I could see him slowly but surely pulling the Bucks away from the from the Super Elite to just do the Super Click thing, to leave Kenny by himself with the Good Brothers, and you can see the Super Click against the Elite. I would take Kenny and the Good Brothers against Cole and the Bucks.
The problem is Cole's too over to.
He's too good.
Well, he's too good. But he's too over to not to. He was always a bad guy when he was in NXT. I get that.
Yeah, but
he's
never was. But he's the bad guy. However, has you just love him too much.
He's the bad guy that they love, and he's not really playing a bad guy. And when he came out the second night, was that Rampage? Or what was it, Dynamite? When he came out on the good side, by the way, not on the heel side, but he came out.
I think they reversed it that night because it seemed like all the heels came out that side. Yeah.
Did the whole league come out? Maybe they did, but it usually come out the left side. But yeah, so we're gonna see what happens. That's right, Carlos. AEW, they've been good, and they do keep getting better with their shows.
Agreed.
So what happened? So I can't remember what happened after this. It was what?
So this is what we got going on here, brother man. Okay, so after that we had the Salt of the Earth came out, MJF. CM Punk
this is the MJF.
CM Punk fell apart laughing here because he didn't understand that the stuff you can get away with on TNT because JR said, and some people call him the boil and the ass of society, and CM Punk goes, oh, is this how we get down on TNT? And he goes, you can do your own creative here.
That's right. He did say, I forgot that was what came up next.
So once as of last week, so I guess this is the new feud is going to be MJF and Pillman. So MJF comes out. I'm excited for it. Though.
We haven't seen this is shining light on Pillman.
Yeah, and hopefully in the end of the day that will give you a Varsity Blondes match, probably with Wardlow and MJF, which I don't know when, but it's going to happen eventually when Wardlow turns on.
That's what I want to say. I want to see Wardlow turn on
there's
MJF.
only so much bullshit he's going to take.
But that match is scheduled for next week. I think on Dynamite or Rampage. That MJF match.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And you're right, Carlos. He looks happier because he is like. Adam Cole could only do so much more in NXT, and everybody knows what happens once you get pulled to the main roster. And as there was the story that was out there that Adam Cole would have been Keith Lee's manager, not even a wrestler,
a manager for Keith Lee, like basically what Leo Rush was for Bobby Lashley. It was their plan for Keith Lee,
which is absolutely absurd for someone as talented as Adam Cole.
Speaking of Leo Rush, though, I hear he may be coming back to AEW again now.
Man, no, he just broke another bone or something. He's put out 9 retirement speeches since then. I'm tired of him.
He keeps breaking, but
keep doing your R&B.
He is talented.
CM Punk killed it on commentary. He did until the commentary desk killed him.
As we started off at the beginning, we jumped to that. He did get murdered.
I was ooh, they didn't gimmick that table. It said pump.
Because it was supposed to be a gimmick table. Yeah, this is a money match. I agree. See, I like me and Jeff agree, Carlos, on this one. That should be a money match. It's going to shine light on Bryan Pillman Jr. It's going to show and we already know MJF is a star, whether he's an a-hole or not. The kid's a star. I mean, the kid can wrestle. The kid knows how to put in the work. Like, very, very good at what he does. And Bryan Pillman Jr. is too, and no one really watches him as much because he's on Dark a lot, in Dark Elevation.
Right.
Kid's a great, great worker as well. So I'm excited to see this match. I'm pretty sure that is next week. I was surprised too. I thought we were going to get a tag match first with the MJF Wardlow thing and then the Varsity Blondes, but I guess not. They decided to go a different route.
Yeah, I think there's so much going on next week now with them having
4 hours
next week is a mega show. So just for a programming note for our channel, this week's Rampage, I believe, will just be Ryan.
It should be me this week.
So I explained it on the Rampage one. I'll explain it here real quick, and then we won't run through this show. Rampage being a 1-hour show, we feel like it's not going to be necessary for us to have 2 people run over an hour show. It's going to be about 20, 25-minute review. I think I went 10. I think I went. Yeah, it's not a lot to go through. So instead of having 2 of us, we figured we'll do his offshoot weeks. He'll do a week, I'll do a week, he'll do a week, and we'll work it out as we go. But next week with Rampage also being a 2-hour show, just as Dynamite will be, you will get us not once but twice. You will get the greatest tag team in the world doing their thing. Ryan and Jeff, boom, we'll be doing
get it right.
2 shows. We'll get Dynamite and Rampage together next week. as it is from Arthur Ashe. It is a huge week for AEW.
Yeah, basically, like Carlos said, it's basically their TNT pay-per-view is what this is.
Exactly. Yep, without a damn doubt. So anyway, yeah. So we were on to MJF. He went on to say he wanted to talk to the late great Bryan Pillman, and then he looked down and talked
Well,
to
he
the
first
ground
looked up, then he looked down and stepped on the ground a little bit,
and laughed at him, saying that, of course, this man's in hell. So that had me bawling. He is just an ignorant piece of shit. By the way, this episode of Dynamite was brought to you by the word shit. The amount of times they used shit tonight was
TNT's like, you know what? Just go ahead, have fun.
Yeah, they're probably like, you know what? Just don't go past shit, okay? And then Jericho's like, pussy. All right.
Oh yeah, well he threw pussy at the dude. I was like, damn.
All right.
TNT really let it go.
Calm down. So anyway, so MJF calls his goes after his shtick. He's about to say, I'm better than you, and you know it. And Pillman's music hits. Wardlow goes to cut him off at the pathway. Pillman comes in from behind. Scrum. And they get out of there scot-free, I believe, correct?
Yep, they got away scot-free.
Yeah. So it was a pretty quick and effortless thing, but it is
Wardlow was always very shaky on it.
It's always gold when you get MJF and you hand him a microphone and say, please make fun of the crowd. So you know he's gonna get it.
And don't apologize for anything you say.
No, he didn't either. So that
he goes, and by the way, I'm never going to apologize for it. But yes, as Carlos said, and Jeff said, MJF is gold when it comes to the mic. So
true.
We get that.
Right, so we got out of that segment there. We had, MJF talks his shit. Then we had Dante Martin and Matt Seidel versus FTR.
Now, these two guys are good. I love Dante Martin. I keep telling you that. FTR is still a great tag team.
I'm confused here, right? So on Dante Martin's one knee pad today, I believe he had the triple B's on there. I think he's Big Baller Brand.
Really? He had triple B's on there?
He had the triple B's on his knee pad, and someone had a banner in the front row that said Big Baller Brand.
Really? I missed that.
So I think he may have signed with Big Baller Brand somewhere along the line. If you go back and watch it, I saw it, and I thought I saw it, and then I saw the banner with the same thing on. It was on the outside there, so I think he is. He's with the ball boys. So that might be a thing. I agree 100%. So FTR obviously does wind up winning this match after a high flying escapade by them, but at the end of the day, the big rig was hit, and FTR gets the victory. FTR was busy tonight. This is not the last time we'll see FTR tonight. FTR put him up. Dante Martin did what he had to do, try to fight them off. He can't fight off two people, and then boom, hit the big rig. 1, 2, 3, call it a day, go to sleep. Yes. Next up, we had Cody Rhodes, Malachi Black.
I know you were excited for this one, Jeff. I knew you were excited for this one.
Bro,
I couldn't wait. Listen, I love the fact that my girl Rosario Dawson was there, by the way.
What the heck was she doing there?
I don't know.
Is she like promoting Clerks 4?
No, she's on the Big Show. Go Big Show.
Oh, that's right, she is.
They even said it on there. So she was there. He said, to what does he call them? The Black family, is that what he calls them or something like that? I can't remember.
House of Black?
The House of Black. The House of Black is the House of Black. Hey, come look at we have a traitor on this, and they show Rosario Dawson wearing the Cody Rhodes symbol with Rosario on it, and then he's calling her out. She just comes right out because it's Rosario Dawson. She ain't afraid of anything. Turn the damn red light off. Don't look like Cody Rhodes wearing the red.
No. This is my anger light. Every time Cody Rhodes is on, I'm putting.
So Cody Rhodes runs down to basically to save her, and she jumps on Malachi's back and chokes him a little bit, and then it's all hype, and then they just fight up the stairs. Which, by the way, fantastic fight up the stairs. I will say that.
Yeah, I would have fallen.
They used fans' cups. They used fans' food.
There's a solid chance I would have easily fallen down one of them steps.
There's a chance you would have easily taken your drink and thrown it on Cody yourself.
Correct. I would. I got this one,
and then would have gotten us kicked out of here. All right, but
good thing it wasn't in Philadelphia.
The good fight. No, it was in Jersey. The good
close enough.
It was a good fight up the stairs. I will say that, like, they definitely held the stairs really well. We're getting this match next week, so you had to assume that Cody was going to come back this week for
Yeah,
next
you knew it
week.
was going to happen, but it's
I
still
know as soon
sad.
as I saw that, I knew Jeff was all excited. He was jumping for joy to see Cody back.
This is my life. This is it right here. Red lights.
Again,
Just sad.
I love what they've done with Malachi Black. I know they're going to end up giving the redemption story to Cody, but
They won't.
he doesn't need it. Like,
No, he doesn't need it at all.
Like even if you lose, it's not time to retire. Like, you found your fight, but they're going to let him win for the fight. But then you have Malachi Black who loses. So I don't get the whole. I don't get why. It's the same thing with why Brody Lee had to lose the title to Cody after he won the title in a single-handed match. That's basically what we're getting here. This is just Brody Lee 2.0 without a title involved, really. If you look at it, it's just, hey, you beat me up in 5 seconds. All right, I got to come back. I got to get my revenge after you destroyed my whole family. That's what it is.
Yeah, sure. Just after this, don't put Malachi Black anywhere near Cody because I'm not trying to have him have that loss already. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
I just think it's too soon. You could put Malachi Black against a bunch of other people. In all honesty, like, throw him out there with Dante Martin. Throw him out there with Matt Seidel, Mike Seidel.
Any of the
I don't
Seidels.
care. Sammy Guevara,
Grandpa
Darby
Seidel.
Allen. Like, I'm okay if Darby Allen takes a loss to Malachi Black. I don't want that match to happen right now, but like, I'd be okay with that. I'd be okay with Sammy Guevara taking the L right now. Like, eventually, I want Cody to get his revenge. Like, that would just make the most sense in the storyline. But like, Malachi's Black beating everybody in the Nightmare family. So what's next? Cody gets his revenge. So I get it. I get it.
Yeah, I did. I obviously I get. I make fun, but obviously I understand what the deal is. And if Cody does get his, his fucking groove back, then good for him. You dick. That's why it's not working right. I put the wrong light back on.
Because you keep yelling at Cody. That's why.
Did you say Cody? Don't say Cody. Not in my presence. Okay. So after this, we wound up having. I think yes, Johnny Gargano's contract is expiring December 3rd.
I don't see him leaving his wife though.
But I think he's an NXT loyalist. I watched NXT 2.0 this week. I did watch it. I wanted to see what this was all about.
You watched Ciampa taking the title?
Ciampa got Goldie back, so I was okay with that. Otherwise, they screwed a bunch of stuff up. Like Rick Steiner's son debuted.
Oh, really?
His name is Rex Steiner, but not in WWE. It's a Braun Breaker. That's right. Yeah, he sounds like what happens when you blow a breaker switch.
Yeah, breaker.
You're like, God damn it, I blew a Braun Breaker. Yeah, so it's not great. But enough about that nonsense. We're not going to be reviewing that. But yes, I think because they had the Index wedding this week, which was Indy Hartwell and Dexter Lumis. And Johnny Gargano is very prevalent in that show and in that part. So I don't think he's going anywhere. I think he's because Pete Dunne also just signed a 3-year deal with NXT.
Oh, so Pete Dunne ended up going back to NXT. That's why I was sure.
I think at some point what they're realizing is not everybody can go to AEW. Not everybody can go to Impact. So your
there's
debut
very few.
There's only so many debuts before you're like, okay, well, who cares?
Well, it's not even that. It's only so many more
but,
people they can keep hiring, and then what are you gonna do with the other talent?
But when you sign Bryan Danielson, CM Punk, and Adam Cole, everything after that kind of just it's not on the same tier, So especially if your contract's up in a couple months, that's not going to be as shocking yet. We're still going to be like, okay, well, yeah, you're not Adam Cole, you're not, So I'll be shocked to see that.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
I think you'll see Gargano stay. I think if AEW makes a play for one more person, it's obviously going to be Bray Wyatt. I think that's your big death nail. I won't say death nail. WWE won't die. They're sports entertainment. They're not wrestling. But I think that their only big look that they have left as far as ex-WWE guys that have fallen out is going to be they are going to be hunting Bray Wyatt. He just sells shit. He's just a good seller of things. He will get something over.
Yep.
It won't be the Fiend. So if anybody thinks the Fiend is randomly going to show up in AEW, you're wrong. Because first of all, Vince has trademarked every last dime of that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because that still made him a boatload of cash, even though they cut him.
It'll be the Flend.
But I think you're going to see. Bray's always smart, dude. He has 3 characters ready already. You know, he's got something ready to go. So we'll see.
You got
so I'm down to
Braun's supposed to be premiering an Impact at their next pay-per-view.
Yeah, Braun, I don't...
Slammiversary, is that the one's called?
Is this Slammiversary coming up?
Is Slammiversary coming up on Impact?
It might be.
That's where there's supposedly the rumors are Braun's going to make his appearance there.
That's fine. He can't go to AEW. AEW just doesn't do great with big men. We're struggling here.
What
have they done?
Lance
Archer's every 5 seconds.
You're bringing up the cage issue.
Yeah, but it's a lot of the big men. You just don't see the big men use. It's not their strength. It just hasn't been their strength.
Bound for Glory. Thank you, Carlos.
Bound for Glory.
That's what it is.
Is Bound for Glory? Is Bound for Glory the one that they're using all the talent that they're going to have AEW, New Japan, Impact? Is that the one they're using that? So I don't know if that's the one they're going to have, but I know one of them's they're doing a combo show where they're going to.
I can't wait for the combo show. I'm excited for that.
Which is great. Which is good for them. All right, let's get back to business because we are running off the damn track.
We always do. It's terrible.
Next up, speaking of off the track, Dan Lambert and American Top Team show up. We have him out here with the Men of the Year, Junior Dos Santos, Andre Orlovsky, Kayla Harrison, and of course Paige Van Zant. So he had a bunch of people ready to go here.
Yeah, he definitely did.
And he's doing his normal AEWs, a bunch of midgets and fat women and whatever else.
Yeah, fat women and skinny guys is what it was.
He said twinks, I think, at some point. Then Jericho and Hager came out, and it's a smart move to bring Hager, the other MMA guy.
The actual MMA fighter in AEW,
Jericho sends a shot out there saying that he is already tussled with an MMA fighter a few years ago, a certain Beast, saying that he did indeed fight with Brock Lesnar. And Hager's undefeated in mixed martial arts. Who was
talking about, though?
I'm not 100% sure, to be honest with you. Jericho's been with so many, I don't know. It could have been anybody.
I couldn't remember the second one he was talking about because the way he said it sounded like Goldberg, but he was an MMA fighter. I was like, no.
No, he was a football player.
Lashley would be the other MMA fighter.
Oh, maybe he might have fought Lashley at some point. Long enough, right?
Probably.
So it could have been. So next up, so that was just their, basically set up a match. I believe that they're going to have a Grand Slam. It's him and Hager. We'll kick ass at Dynamite Grand Slam. I'm not sure who they're going
to fight him now.
That's fine. Men of the Year versus Jericho and Hager. I think this is a good role for Jericho now. He doesn't need to be a singles guy, but like this way he can get some breathers in here and there. I think a tag is a good option for him, and keeping Hager relevant at the same time. So I think that's going to be a cool team to watch, kind of like the main event we will talk about later.
Yes.
So next up we have Jade Cargill against Leyla Hirsch. This was the most interesting match to me, strictly because this was the first match that I was seeing Jade take consistent bumps.
Yeah, this is the longest match I think she's actually had.
90% of her matches is like she does her 3 moves to show she's super powerful, and then that's it. Then she ends them with that jaded move, and that's it. She doesn't even break a sweat. In this match, Leyla Hirsch, who can afford to take the loss? She's still up and over with them. And you gave this is the first time they had a hometown girl lose, but you kind of knew that she was going to lose here. You can't have Jade take this loss. But it was a very good match. I think Jade really showed that she is coming along in her development, and that she is prepared to start putting in work for a title match down the line, where she can actually have a match with the title holder, not just a squash, because you can't squash everybody. So I was very excited by this, and then of course match ends, and CM Punk says, I didn't know they let trolls in the building, and it was Taz. I resent that because I too am a smaller man.
Taz is taller than you.
I'm taking this shirt back. I'm just kidding.
But I love every second of that. It was good, and the fact that he didn't think that Hobbs is coming out from behind was just, come on, man, you're a veteran. You should know better.
7 years out of the ring, man. You got to remember things. So, yeah, Taz and Hook confronted CM Punk. Then Hobbs attacks him from behind. Hook yells at them to get away from the commentary desk, and JR, in his normal voice, basically said, like, who hurt you? Like, he was just so angry. Like, wonder why this kid is yelling at him.
Excalibur, you saw Excalibur's face, like, dude, what the hell are you doing? Like, oh my God. Like,
look, in WWE, they just get up. Okay, they don't ask questions. They just get up and run. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh, folks, get me out of here.
Well, because like this is the first time anyone's been put on that table.
Yeah, it was very weird to see.
He didn't get put through. He got put on it to the floor.
He slid off.
Yeah.
So CM Punk takes his first like crazy bump of his return. He gets thrown onto kind of through the announce table by Hobbs. So next he will be fighting next week. I am still trying to figure out who he is getting.
I'm assuming it's going to be Hobbs.
Is it him and Hobbs? Is that what we're getting?
I mean, why not?
It is a Grand Slam because it said it says that he will be getting a match with Hobbs.
Yeah,
likely be a hell of a fun match. Yeah, that he's good because he said he will. That's going to be his first match, obviously, in 7 years on TV. So that is the next move that we're going to have here. So I'm more than excited about that. Yes, he could. You're right, Montanez. I don't know. I think he could have Fiend in a different way. You can do anything you want. He doesn't have to call it the Fiend. It could still be a masked character. It could still be like a terrifying guy. Give him more of a serial killer vibe and less of a supernatural spooky ookie. Because AEW doesn't do spooky ookie, but like you can do just like terrifying man, like what's his name does, like Malachi. Malachi Black's just he's a scary dude. He's not. He's not going to summon witches from the damn sky. He's just someone who you're like, oh, that dude believes in the goddamn devil. He's a nutcase.
He looks like cult leader is what it looks like.
Right. So I think you got to give him more of that vibe, more of a vibe that says like, yeah, there's a solid chance that Bray will kill you, but not like by spookily doing it. He doesn't like get ghost friends to attack. So yeah, that was CM Punk segment. It was little. He's keeping himself in line right now. I think he's kind of like bring himself slowly back into the fold. I don't think he's trying to just be like, hey, I'm main eventing everything. He's going to work his way back before he jumps into that scene. Next up was Darby Allen and Shawn Spears. This was a very good match, obviously.
As always. These are two good words. Out of all the best matches on the card, this is probably number 2 for me.
Yeah. During the Rampage review, I said that I thought this match would probably be a match of the night almost because Shawn Spears, yes, like you said earlier, has the worst. He must have the worst losing record in AEW. He always takes the pin.
He does.
But he pulls hell of matches out of people. And I think that's where he's at in his career, where it's like,
he's just very talented.
You don't need to give me a title run, but let me work. Don't let me come in and get squashed. He doesn't want to be the dude who gets squashed in 5 minutes.
No,
let him
show that these guys over.
Yes.
But it doesn't make him any less of a man. That's the thing. It doesn't make him any less of a wrestler by him losing. Like, he's still a really good wrestler, and he proves it. He's still a good wrestler. But there's like, oh man, look at his record. Like, dude, he's putting in work, and he puts up against some of the best guys that they're building.
It pulls out the best work that you can from the younger guys. Mm-hmm. It makes them better. Makes their matches better when the guy you're working with dances too. If it's a damn tango and only one guy wants to dance, it's crap. So yeah. If you have 2 talented dancers, it's going to be the best dance you're going to find. So Spears is one of them guys that is like, he's like Frankie Kazarian. Frankie's not, for being the elite hunter, he sucks because he hasn't hunted shit. They just keep beating him. But he brings everybody to good matches. Okay. Like,
I think that'll come to
good matches and then gets killed. I think, today when they said he had his red tights on,
from
which was like,
the CD
with CD, that maybe CD is returning to wrestling soon. So
he's been out for a while. At least he's been off of TV for a while.
Yeah. So this was an easy match. So after the coffin drop pinfall, FTR jumps in, joins Spears and Tully, and they beat down the baby faces. And Tully wiped the face paint from Sting's face. Did you know that he was a guy underneath of that?
I had no idea.
Yeah.
No idea
Yeah.
whatsoever.
Real person. Didn't even know he was paint. I thought his face was just that white. My fault. I thought his eyebrows went vertical. I didn't know what was going on.
I had no idea. No idea.
Yeah, it was a good match. It did what it had to do. It set up FTR versus Sting and Darby
week, right?
for
Is that Friday next week.
Everything so far said Dynamite. So
that's what I thought. I thought everything said Dynamite. So I'm like, dude, what are you doing with these other 2 hours?
Yeah, there's going to be there's a couple. I just got to figure out which ones are which. We'll look it up before because it already happened. I didn't check the spoilers yet, but it said the spoilers are already out for Rampage because they did it right after Dynamite. So, so that's not
that's the downside. But I'll still watch it. I mean, I still watch it. It doesn't fuck stop me.
So then we had after this match was the Daniel Bryan challenging Kenny. Daniel Bryan did exactly what I was hoping for here. This was very good, dude. It was really, really good. So he comes out and Bryan Danielson, I almost said it. Bryan Danielson basically says, like, look, I don't care to fight the elite. I'm looking for one guy, and I want to fight Kenny Omega. Don Callis comes out. Don Callis tries to call him a carny piece of shit, and then he calls him a piece of shit. A lot of people calling each other pieces of shit. There's a lot of shit
was the word of the day,
and it kept going. And Daniel Bryan said, "I don't give a shit." Or Bryan Danielson, God damn it!
I told you keep doing it. You're so proud of yourself on Friday, but your Friday review, but you slacking tonight.
Yeah. So he Kenny comes out and he said, "Well, I'm here. I think that you hide behind Don and these people because you might have lost a step, or maybe you're not the best bout machine." Because that's why I came to fight. I came to fight the best bout machine. And he said, and I understand that wins and losses count in this company. And maybe one day I'll fight you for that title, which is what I was so glad they did here. I thought they were going to do the thing that I didn't want them to do, which was just hand him a title shot.
No, they were like, come on now.
Do it.
What do you think this is? What do you think? The other company?
There's always that guy.
This is the other company? Come on,
There's always the guy. So he said, but I just want to fight you. So I was like, perfection. So that's all he really wanted was just a one-on-one match, non-title, just Bryan Danielson, the American Dragon, against the best bout machine, the cleaner, the 6-star champ, Kenny Omega. And Kenny said, "Oh, I accept." And I think he got in him enough that I think you're going to get here. I think that they're not going to be dumb. We're not dumb. I won't call dumb, but I think like make this match one-on-one. No Brandon Cutler shenanigans. Let them just go. I'm telling you, you can blow the roof off for like 30 minutes if you give them the main event, which you're going to obviously give them a main event.
They're going to get the main event, whether it's Wednesday or Friday.
You better give them 30 minutes. Don't give them anything under 30 minutes. Let these guys get 30 minutes together and see what they can do. It's your biggest crowd you're ever going to have so far.
It's a tough decision here because on one hand, you look at it, you got to go. Oh, they prove that Daniel Bryan. God damn, you made me do it. It's the first time I've done it too. Shit, Bryan Danielson has a match. They're not gonna let Bryan Danielson lose that match. But
I hope not.
But like if you do, then that makes him have to work harder to get back to Kenny. If he beats Kenny in a straight up match, then what's his argument? Listen, I know wins and losses count, but I literally just beat you. You know what I mean? Then they pull that other company type stuff. I just beat you. Where's my shot?
Yeah, but I think there's enough feuds that Bryan Danielson can go after this match to kind of hang around. That I think that you'll be okay. So I'm not. That's why the only reason I'm not worried about it is because I believe that there's enough to go around that you're going to see plenty of time for them to do something with, come back around. Because you think what they've done with Hangman. How many times have Hangman supposed to already have won the title, and they found a way to go away from it just to come back and make it even better.
Hangman.
So I think that it's going to be exactly what you hope it is.
Yeah, that's right. I'm hoping
wins and losses.
That other way.
You are correct. Wins and losses still count, and he'll have to build up his record before he can challenge for the main title. Agreed.
Yes,
So I think that there's going to be so many feuds he can have. There'll be some matches where you just, rack the record, kind of like Christian. Christian did it in a couple months.
Yep.
He ran through some people. He did what he had to do. He put on some good matches. And here we are. And I think with Bryan Danielson, you can get him on a Jungle Boy match. You can get him with a Darby Allen match. You can get him against Adam Cole. You can there's plenty of guys that you can run him through that can last months. They can have monthly feuds where he can just put on matches.
I agree, and I think it's the way they're going to go.
I don't think you're going to have an issue with it.
Like you said, with the fear of him just giving him a title shot, like, hey, here you go. That's where I'm playing devil's advocate for you. I agree with you wholeheartedly. The way AEW has handled everything has been that way of it, but there is that slight fear that it's a possibility, that they can pull that. I don't agree that they will. I'm just playing devil's advocate and saying, hey, this is the other possibility they could go with, and I don't think it's right, and I don't think they'll go with it anyway.
No, I don't think so either. But it's good to lean on. By far, it's definitely good to lean on. Because I just think that they have so much they can put into that guy. It's going to be just bananas to watch him wrestle these people.
Definitely.
And like he said that like one of his reasons for leaving wasn't that he had a bad relationship with Vince. He was fine with Vince. He said, but Vince cared too much about him and played it safe with him too much. Mm-hmm. When he just wants to go out there and kick ass, because he never really got to put on the matches he can put on. So let him just do him and put on great matches, and I'm in for it because I'm here to watch professional wrestling and not.
I'm with you there.
And not sports entertainment. Honestly, when I was watching NXT 2.0 this week, after like steadily watching AEW and kind of like pushing myself away from the WWE product a lot, you can tell the difference in what they're producing and what they're producing. And guess what? If people, I believe, you start getting in your head that what WWE is presenting isn't the same as what AEW is presenting, you'll understand that they're like, it's good for what it does. Yeah. If you want to watch a soap opera-ish TV show that has some wrestling tangled in, then you will love yourself some WWE. It will have characters, spooky monster, crazy names.
Yeah, that's what it is.
If you want normal guys and girls with normal guys and girls names, with no crazy gimmicks, who just kick the shit out of each other, and
you go to AEW,
and you have a little bit more of an adult level humor and adult level seriousness, AEW is your thing, and that's wrestling. The wrestling comes first. The storylines can be built much more through the matches compared to where WWE, they'd rather film a wedding.
It's like The Simpsons versus Sons of Anarchy. I mean, that's what you're getting with them.
They're both doing the same thing.
But it's your preference. Like, like both, don't like both. That's all your preference. Really, at the end of the day.
Yeah. So with Dynamite, Rampage both being stacked next week, like I said, me and Ryan will be doing tag teams for both Dynamite and Rampage next week. Because we got 2 2-hour shows next week instead of 1 hour. This week, Ryan will be hitting you with the 1 hour.
I'll get you on Rampage. Yep. Also note, Pale Moon, yes, the other way you get a title shot besides Battle Royals is in they do the gauntlet matches. That's the only time that they can get
they'll have like the championship contender,
the championship contender, like, what do they call it? The number one contender,
the championship eliminator matches.
Yeah,
it's like those little quick tournaments, and then you pop into that.
That's the only time when they don't have. Usually, the records they use the records 90% of the time, but there are those 2 instances, like you said, the Battle Royals, one for the men and the women, and then for the other stuff as well. Yeah,
and you're right. Like the occasional crazy gimmick does work. Like AEW's biggest one, I think, really honestly, is Orange Cassidy. That is a gimmicky gimmick right there. It's literally a man who acts like a sloth, but then when you make him mad, turns into a great professional wrestler.
Yeah.
I agree. Perfect. He doesn't do anything nutty. Okay. The only thing that's like out of line in like traditional old person wrestling
is just hands in the pocket. And
is like, why as a wrestler do you let this guy soft kick you in the legs and then fake super kick you? But that's part of it. It's mind games. It's fun. Everybody gets their thing off right quick. And you get excited. And his hands in the pockets. He usually does a quick kip up, and then he's off to the races. He'll do a tope out of the ring without taking his hands out of his pockets. and then it's off and running, and he's in a regular match. And I think
the only time the only thing he does is he takes the opponent's hands and put them in his pocket too. That's the only other part of the gimmick that gets thrown in there. But other than that, it's
simple fun that still turns into good wrestling.
Exactly. It's not crazy, but it's, as you said, crazy with quotations.
No one's like made ooze fall out of somebody's mouth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You're not
it's that kind of
thing and all that other kind of stuff.
Exactly.
You're not having a doll possess you.
Oh, dude, Lily will do that. Okay, and Charlie now too, because they made one for Charlotte.
I saw that one. She made a Charlotte doll and she threw it in her
God
face.
forbid. So let's get back on track because God dang it.
We keep doing it.
In the morning.
It is, yes.
And
you're
I
right.
have work in here.
So do I, my friend. So do I.
All right, so let's wrap this sucker
up. All right,
up.
so we go from there to what?
The main event, it is Eddie Kingston and Jon Moxley, which they are starting to call them more and more the Violent Crowns,
But I guess Jeff just popped off out of nowhere. So yes, they are the Violent Crowns, and they took on 2.0. And in that match with 2.0, it was a great back and forth match. Obviously, 2.0 being the heels, they're gonna put themselves out there and do the heel stuff and fight it on the outside and all that kind of stuff. But what it really comes down to is as soon as you saw it ending as early. Oh, we got it back. Oh, he's back, ladies and gentlemen.
See, I started talking about spooky gimmicks since I'm gonna turn my and my phone was like,
"Yo, Charlie wasn't a fan of that." She said, "No, it ain't happening."
Yeah, apparently. God damn, Charlie. You're a piece of you know what. Yeah. So let's get this done before my phone blows up.
As I was saying, it's 2.0 versus the Violent Crowns, which is a good name. And
thank you.
And 2.0, 2.0
did it. Welcome back.
He's back. 2.0 did their heel shtick as they always do. They put themselves as JR and everyone else put them over. Like, hey, listen, these guys came in gunning for the top guys, and they're gunning for the top guys, and they're putting that work in. They're not winning, but they're still looking good, which is
2.0 is still looking good.
Like they're still looking good at what they're doing, even in losses. But when it ended so early, you knew something was going to happen because early in the night, Lance Archer and Minoru Suzuki came up and said oh my god,
they are a tag team. So Suzuki Goons.
The Suzuki Goons were back in New Japan when they were wrestling. And then as soon as you saw that, he was disrespected by them not playing his song and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, man. They call it the Suzuki incident. It's like because God forbid they didn't do the Kazame or whatever. I think it's Kazamare, where that's like the part of the song you're supposed to sing in the
with all the fans sang it too, by the way. Again,
7
loved
minutes.
it.
We didn't have time for that. Okay.
Loved it. And they did they did it tonight. They did it tonight. And we got that. And they let him come out. He did his thing. He's like telling the fans, like, listen, clap for me. I was like, clap for me. And then he waited. They all sang that part. And then he hopped in the ring. And as you figured, Lance Archer comes from behind, pulls Eddie Kingston out, and Moxley and Suzuki go at it.
Yeah, so you will have on the Grand Slam show, which is I think everything's on the damn Grand Slam show. Yeah, it's going to be the Violent Crowns against Suzuki Goon. So that is going to be that's the match where if you guys just want to see people literally just beat
the living shit out of each other,
there's going to be a lot of blood. There's going to be a lot of blood.
It is. I'm expecting Suzuki Goon to win this one.
Yeah, I can see them getting the upper hand on this one. Give Lance a few chances.
Lance needs to get a couple more W's in there. Like he lost that New Japan title very, very quickly to Kenta.
I know to Tanahashi.
To Tanahashi, yeah. Sorry, I was saying Kenta. I'm still thinking of Kenta coming over.
Well, I think the original move was for Tanahashi to win it and then come over and face Moxley,
and then lose it to Moxley again. Is what I've.
He could even retain it to him, but
he could. But from what I heard, he was supposed to lose it, and that's why he ended up not coming over. Besides the travel issues, but we're getting that match. It's going to be a great, great match. I'm really excited for the Suzuki Goons to get back together. Like Jeff said, it's going to be hard hitting. They're going to be beating the living shit out of each other. It's just going to be what you would expect from, basically violent people, and that's what these four are. These four are very violent. Minus Eddie as much. These other three come from.
Well, you said violence.
Yeah, you said mad. That's four. They come from New Japan. They come from New Japan. They fought New Japan. Very hard hitting, not even violent, just very, very hard hitting. And Eddie Kingston's just a hard hitting guy to begin with. So all their styles are going to mesh really, really well, and we're going to get probably probably one of the best matches on the card right there is those four going at it.
Yeah, without a doubt. So I think that's going to be super duper duper exciting. Yeah, I'm glad that AEW made up for the miss on Suzuki's music. I think that's going to be another match you're just going to watch a lot of dudes beat up on each other. I'm telling you, they are making sure that they're going to make the most of Arthur Ashe Stadium and that big crowd. They're not going to undersell that crowd. They're giving them everything. Sting, CM Punk, Bryan Danielson, Kenny Omega, Adam Cole, FTR, the Bucks. I like anybody anybody.
I'm assuming Hangman Page comes back next week.
That would be your big premiere.
That would be the premiere.
People weirdly were saying that they think maybe Bray's contract was up a little earlier, and that he would be back for either that or the Rochester show in honor of Brody Lee. He would show up in Brody Lee's hometown.
I can see him doing that, yeah.
But I feel like, if anything, maybe Malachi will have Buddy Matthews show up as the second member of the House of Black to help him with Cody.
I know you're hoping for that. I've still heard he's Impact bound, dude. I've heard it.
And if he is, he is. But I mean, the dude's just too good of a wrestler. I really hope that he does.
I would love that. I agree with Pale Moon here. Definitely, Eddie Kingston is definitely getting the respect he deserves now. And people are actually seeing him for what he is.
Yeah,
and
it's like
it's a great worker too. Another great worker just goes out there and does his shit and just loves doing what he's doing, man. He's great. What happens when he's great for pro wrestling.
Yeah, great. You hand them the mic, hand them the creative, and say you either make it or you don't. Mm-hmm. That's it. And if you don't, you know whose fault it is? Not mine. It's yours.
It's all
so. That's really the big thing there, and I'm glad that's working out because the dude was. That was the pandemic was a blessing in disguise for him because
definitely
because that was when Cody was just doing them open challenges with indie wrestlers because indie wrestlers weren't able to wrestle, so he was just bringing them in because these were the people we wanted to see. And I was like, look, if we can't get the customers to us, let's at least give them what they want to see on TV. And we got Eddie Kingston. We got
Ricky Starks.
We got Ricky Starks.
We got Warhorse.
Those are all the guys you
Warhorse is the only one we didn't get to see.
No, but he's under. And we didn't get Danhausen either. Okay.
So no, we didn't get Danhausen.
Very nice, very evil. Very mad that I didn't get to see him.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to be a Hausen, like we can be this. This could be a couple of jars Hausen, we could, but it's harder to do Hausen. Let's remember that just
is
because true. Murphy shows up on Impact doesn't mean that's true. That is the nice thing
very,
now.
Very true.
With that 3-company alliance, it doesn't mean anything really.
It doesn't. I've noticed you haven't seen anybody from Impact come over to AEW except for the Good Brothers yet. As of right now,
have been running full time over there.
They're running both. And as for AEW people, the only person who's going over is Frankie Kazarian outside of Kenny Omega. Like you haven't seen the Young Bucks over there or anything.
Right. But and I think that's going to be something.
I agree. That alliance doesn't last for so much.
As the year or two goes through, you're going to start to see them develop that chemistry a little bit more because you want all these companies to thrive. And I think with the pandemic, when it's kind of like becomes a thing of the past for real this time, not the one that we thought it was, you may start to see more New Japan people coming over because it's just so hard to get over. Like that's what keeps stunning Pac is every time he's about to get a push, he's stuck in England for 6 months, or he misses a match. Like you missed a pay-per-view, their highest selling pay-per-view of all time, missed a match like Pac and Andrade, and they put it on Rampage. Rampage is good and all, but it's not the same eyes you would have gotten as you would have if it was on the pay-per-view.
Yeah, but people knowing that definitely tune into Rampage on Friday night way more.
Yeah, well, Christian is the champ. So
Christian's the champ. He's got to do it right now. But that's what I'm saying. But like, it's not as. But like I said, with the pandemic slowly, hopefully disappearing, eventually you will start to see that collaboration build more. Obviously, AEW wants to build their guys. Impact wants to build their guys. New Japan's doing their thing. But you're definitely going to see an NWA doing their thing. They're still going to mesh together really, really well. And they have been. They've been doing a great job since last year, and they continue to do a great job. I'm excited to see what the future holds for all four of these companies moving forward and joining the making
DX showed up
wrestling
out there.
more wrestling is more exciting and all that.
Hey, I can't complain, man. It's been a hell of a ride over the last year or two with this company, really making everything so much more exciting again.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like, it's weird because I know me and you we used to do the review shows back in the day for WWE, and like, it was just like, how much can you complain about what's going on?
Yeah.
You know, and that was like it wasn't like, there was not a lot of just like enjoying what was going on there. It was a lot of just I can't believe they're doing this dumb shit again. So like, it's nice to have a show where you're like, I like generally everything going on here. Like, obviously there will always be something that is like meh, you know, like Team Taz, a lot of things they do meh, but I'm giving him a chance to see what CM Punk can do with that kind of a feud. Cody, you know, like, I said his name and now I'm hurt.
You're very meh about Cody. We know. We all know how much you're meh about Cody right now.
Mad. Sometimes he makes me blue, and I'm sad.
But don't be that. Turn green so you're glad.
Green is with envy, brother. So yeah, I just think it's going to be very fun coming up. You're correct. I think that the alliances will make it feel like a new era, and it is a new era of professional wrestling, because you're going to have everybody basically other than WWE willing to collaborate. If you can just bring Ring of Honor into this mix, you've completed the entire. You completed everything you really need to have like a wrestling community against the world kind of thing, and I think that it's perfectly fine. That is all for this edition of the AEW Dynamite review for your AEW Dynamite episode that is from the September 16.
15.
September 15. Oh yeah, it's 16.
Yeah, 16. Now. We're next morning. September 15th edition of Dynamite. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe as always. I will be back Friday night after Rampage. As long as I don't pass out, to do the Rampage review.
Yeah. If not, you'll pre-record it and then you'll post it on Monday.
That too. And we will go over what happened on Rampage and what we're going to look forward to next week on basically the TNT pay-per-view show. That'll basically be a fantastic 4 hours of wrestling over 2 days.
Yeah. So buckle up. Again, thank you everybody who joined us today, commented. Nothing we appreciate more than you guys spending a little bit of time with us in the crack of crack here. We found out that this is pretty much when people comment the most. We don't know why you crazy fellas are up this late, but thank you for being up this late, because guess what?
We appreciate it.
We are up this late.
We are. We love the community. We love going back and forth with you guys, so we appreciate the comments and everything. And
so like, follow, subscribe, hit the bell for the notifications so that you can see whenever we go live with any AEW news, notes, shows.
Hopefully the new season for AEW, the AEW mobile game.
GM mobile, the news, was that Friday? The update pops up?
I thought it was supposed to be yesterday, but it hasn't popped up yet. So I'm assuming Friday is the update, and hopefully I can get some stuff up on that if I can get it all working.
And then we'll keep you updated with everything. So guys, thank you again. So we shall bid you adieu. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
And good night.
Bang.
Bye, y'all.
Get it.